Welcome to PNC Park in Pittsburgh as the Red Sox and Pirates play the middle game of a 3-game series. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. We're back on August 23rd. The Red Sox signed somebody to a 7-year deal. That somebody is ready to play tonight. He's our Chevy key player to watch, Rusney Castillo.
Well, first of all, let's look at the numbers he had at the minor league level. Very quickly going through the minor leagues to get up to the big leagues. Not bad numbers. 4 doubles, a home run, 5 RBIs. 7 runs scored, and of course a couple of steals, making his major league debut tonight. Now, for the next couple of weeks, I think this is good for him to get used to the big league level. So he's not such a stranger to it when he comes to spring training next year. Look, let's face it, for the money they signed this guy for, he is going to be on the major league team next season. So the more at-bats they can get him in the next couple of weeks, his surroundings, learn his teammates, get comfortable playing in major league stadiums, I think is a big plus for him. I'm looking forward to it. All I've done is heard about him. I can't wait to watch him play.
Tonight we get to see him for the first time, as well as the starter tonight on the mound for the Red Sox is Clay Buchholz. He's back to looking like Clay Buchholz, 3-0 in his last 3 starts, looking like an all-star again. We're back with the first pitch from Pittsburgh right after this. Southwest Airlines, Dunkin' Donuts, Toyota's website for deals via Toyota.com, Sullivan Tire and Auto Repair, Subaru Dealers of New England, New York Life and their agent of the game, and by your local Kia dealers. Welcome back to Pittsburgh as the Red Sox and Pirates continue their series, game 2 of the 3-game series. Roberto Clemente Day here at PNC Park tonight. His family here as part of a pregame ceremony, and of course the statue outside that is always here at PNC Park, and his family here as they honor Roberto Clemente here at the ballpark, along with his number in right field and in the grass here as always in Pittsburgh. We send it down to Gary Streisky.
Well done, Yasiel Puig, Jose Abreu, even Yoenis Cespedes. A pretty nice list of Cuban-born players, now all-star caliber big leaguers. Next up, Rusney Castillo. So will he be the next one to join him at all-star ranks? Hear for yourself as he explains in our Geico quote of the day.
No es presión, y primeramente admiro los cubanos que han tenido buen resultado este año y seguirán teniendo resultados. Yo simplemente trato de hacer el trabajo hoy y siempre tener los consejos de ellos mismos, nosotros los cubanos, tratarnos de ayudarnos, como siempre hemos hecho.
You know, not really. It's not going to affect, the way I approach the game. You obviously I admire those guys and respect the success that they've had here, and you hope for that to happen. But it's not going to be. I'm not going to use them as a barometer of how I measure my success. And they've counseled me a lot. There's been a lot of Cuban players that have reached out and counseled me on how to, what the big leagues are going to be like and how to carry myself. So it's helped a lot. So it's more that I admire those guys and what they've done, as opposed to me really comparing myself to them.
So while he doesn't necessarily compare himself to those guys just yet, he says every single one of them are close friends of his, and every single one of them have told him what to expect when he gets to the big leagues. And Don, that all starts tonight.
Yes, it does. Long awaited here tonight from Pittsburgh. Going to see him for the first time play. We watched him at bats in the minor leagues. And firsthand tonight, again, the Red Sox signing him on August the 23rd. This all kind of happened pretty quickly. Signs for $72.5 million. And Jerry, I know it was a bigger deal at the time when Daisuke came over, but I'm trying to think of somebody between here and there at that point that it was as well anticipated as this start is tonight for Rusney.
I certainly would agree with you, and you got to give the guy a break. I mean, we can't make judgments on one game.
Absolutely.
We can't make judgments on 2 weeks. We've got to watch him play, see how he develops at the major league level. He's never played at this level before, so as you said, it all begins tonight for Rusney.
Now the Pirates taking the field as we check out the visiting Red Sox starting 9. Mookie Betts at second base, leading it off with Xander Bogaerts at shortstop batting second. Yoenis Cespedes in left field bats third with Mike Napoli at first base. Alan Craig getting a start in right field. Bill Middlebrooks at third base with Resnay Castillo in center field. Christian Vasquez does the catching, bats eighth, and Clay Buchholz is the pitcher batting ninth, of course, in a National League ballpark. Tonight's Pirates starting pitcher is presented by New England Nissan dealers. Francisco Liriano makes his 27th start of the year. He's 5-10 with a 3.53 earned run average, 145 and a third innings for him, and 161 strikeouts in those 145 and a third innings. Last time out, a win against the Philadelphia Phillies. 8 shutout innings for him, striking out 12 along the way. So off a very good start for Liriano.
The Pirates defense, they're last in the National League, 104 errors on the season. Josh Harrison will be at third base, Clint Varmus the shortstop, Neil Walker at second, and Ike Davis the first baseman. Left to right, Starling Marte, Andrew McCutcheon, and Gregory Polanco. Russell Martin doing the catching for Liriano.
And the umpiring crew tonight, Andy Fletcher has a play calling the balls and strikes with Mike Machlinski at first base, Mark Wegner at second base, and the crew chief Mike Winters is the umpire at third. Beautiful night here tonight in Pittsburgh again, back-to-back beautiful nights for baseball. 67 degrees to get it started. Breeze in from center at 4 miles per hour. Mostly clear the forecast for the remainder of the night from this beautiful ballpark in Pittsburgh. Liriano ready to get it started here for the Pirates. They blanked the Red Sox last night, shutting them out. Mookie Betts leading it off here for the Red Sox in the top of the first inning. And the first pitch of the ball game is right down the middle for strike one.
Last time the Red Sox saw Liriano, he was a member of the Minnesota Twins. That was back in 2011.
So take it outside, 1-1. On deck for the Red Sox, Xander Bogaerts. Boston batting here in the top of the first inning. Pitch it is going to miss. 3-1.
We talked about Liriano's last start, getting 12 strikeouts in that win at Philadelphia. He's won 2 in a row. He's had a very good second half of the season. In the second half, a 2.22 ERA.
This is lined down the left field line, but foul. Mookie Betts in last night's game going 0 for 3 with a walk. So far 6 for 20 on this road trip for the Red Sox. Line to left, and that's it for a base hit. So Betts has got himself a single to get things started here in the first inning.
The Red Sox bats were very silent in the ball game last night here in Pittsburgh. Betts with a very good start. Line drive to left field for the base hit. That ball down below the knees of Mookie Betts, still able to golf it into left field for the base hit. Speed at first base, 5 steals for Betts.
Or to begin things here in the first inning, and here is Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts will take ball 1. Xander 2 for 4 in the ball game last night. It was really the highlight for the Red Sox offensively in last night's game. Hitting at 243 overall with 12 home runs and 41 runs batted in. Following up a good game on Sunday in Kansas City, in which he was 3 for 4 in that ball game against the Royals. Final game of that series. And a 9-game hitting streak coming in, and hitting at .405 during the 9-gamer. Pirates a double play depth with Betts held on at first base. Foul off to the right, out of play.
We've seen 2 of Liriano's pitches, actually 3 of them. The cross-seam fastball, the 2-seam fastball, and that last pitch, the changeup at 84 miles an hour. Also a breaking ball mixed in.
The first half tough at 1-7 with a 4.72 earned run average. 4-3 in the second half. Time call. Bogaerts getting it from the home plate umpire Andy Fletcher. With a swing and a miss, strikes out. First out for Liriano, 1 down.
Looked like it might have been a slide at that time from Liriano to pick up the strikeout. Breaking ball down and in. When he first came to the big leagues, he could really throw hard and had a nasty slider. Had arm problems for a while and was never quite the same pitcher that he showed early in his career with the Minnesota Twins.
There's Yoenis Cespedes hitting at 258, 21 home runs, 95 runs batted in. That's with his good sized lead per usual at first base. Second season for Liriano here with Pittsburgh. Last year was a 16-game winner for the Pirates. 16-8 last year, the 3.02 earned run average. And some tough numbers at the end of his career with the Twins in 2011, 2012, and a stop with the White Sox in between before coming here to Pittsburgh. There for strike 1. Best year was 06 with the Minnesota Twins when he won 12 games. It was 12-3 with a 2.16 earned run average. Tommy John surgery in 07, missing the entire year. On the strike now to Cespedes.
Russell Martin doing a nice job blocking that breaking ball in the dirt and keeping Mookie Betts over at first base. That ball directly down on the ground and just trying to block it was Martin. He gets the job done.
Throw to first, almost threw it away. Ike Davis had to come off to reel it in. Liriano signing here with the Pirates as a free agent. And another check on Betts. His career against Boston, just 1-3. Did win that last game. And it was in 2011, the last time that he faced the Red Sox. August the 9th of 2011 to be exact. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and away. 1-2.
And the 2 strikes so far to Cespedes have been changeups from Liriano. This one well out of the strike zone, but Cespedes changes it.
Napoli waiting on deck. 1 on, 1 out here in the Boston first inning. Betts takes off as Cespedes fouls it off over by the Pirates dugout.
A very good jump at first base too by Mookie Betts. Had himself a big lead and then gets a very good jump. It's a slide step that time from Liriano. Would have been interesting had that ball got to Martin to see how close that would have been. Like back to the changeup.
He misses with it. Cespedes not chasing this time. 2-2. The Red Sox adding 6 players today from the AAA Paw Sox. Rusney Castillo, Bryce Brents, Aaron Cicchini coming in. Embry and Lavarnway also joining. This is the largest number of call-ups I can ever remember, Joe.
Me too, Don. So we got plenty of boots on the ground, that's for sure.
Two pitch is in the air to left center field. Struck pretty well. Back goes McCutchen and Marte. Marte will get there in this vast outfield at PNC Park. And back to first goes Betts with now 2 down here in the first inning. Here are the roster moves today with the Paw Sox winning the Governor's Cup. They lost the national championship game last night in Charlotte, but they joined the Red Sox today. Bryce Brents with the Paw Sox this year. Castillo, Cicchini we saw earlier this year. Escobar, Embry, and Lavarnway. And you see their numbers this year with the Pawtucket Red Sox. Two down in the inning. Betts still at first, and Mike Napoli coming up. Napoli hitting at .248 coming into tonight's game. 17 home runs and 55 runs batted in. Bounce away, gets away from Martin, and heading for second base is Betts. The throw is going to be high and sails into center field. So Mookie just keeps on going to third. A stolen base and an error charged to Russell Martin, the catcher.
A ill-advised throw there by Martin. There's no way he got a chance to get Mookie Betts at second base, but he let it fly anyway. That ball goes right way past him, picks it up, and then just fires it up over the head of everybody, and Betts is able to make his way on to third base. Nice pop-up slide right there, checking where the baseball is, and stands up at third.
So 90 feet away now and 2 down in the inning. Napoli will take it outside, jumps ahead here 2-0. Struck out Bogarts, got Cespedes to fly out to left. In the dirt, and it's 3-0. Napoli's been patient.
And Martin's been busy, blocking a lot of pitches here in the first inning.
26 starts for Liriano coming in. He's allowed 13 first inning runs. And trying to prevent that here, but to Mookie Betts at third base with 2 down in the inning. Taking ball 4, and he'll head on down to first base. First walk given up by Liriano. The school is back in session, but specially priced Red Sox tickets for students are still available for the Tampa Bay series next week. Tickets start at just $9. Go to redsox.com/student to take advantage of this great offer today. 2 down here in the first inning. First and third, and Alan Craig the batter. Average up to 133 for Craig. Home run and 2 runs batted in. It's 1 from 1 in last night's game. A pinch hit double in the game. Middlebrooks waiting on deck. And so far with the Red Sox, 8 for 60 since the trade. And he'll take a pitch outside, 2-0. That's with a single to get it started. Wild pitch and an error charge to the catcher. Gets him to third. Bogarts struck out. Cespedes flied out. Napoli walks. First and third, 2 down. Called a strike, and it's 2-1.
That sinking fastball again, running away from Allen Craig and just barely picking up the outside corner. Not the kind of pitch you want to swing at when you count in your favor. 2 balls and no strikes.
High for ball 3. Serge, a pitching coach, looking on here as Liriano working deliberately here in the first inning. Ball 4, and he walks back-to-back batters here in the first. Red Sox have him loaded with 2 down. On Tuesday, October the 14th at 8, join us for the NESN 30th Anniversary Special, presented by New England Honda Dealers. We'll chronicle the network's journey and relive our greatest moments from the Rockets' 20 strikeout game in 1986 to the Bruins' Game 7 comeback in 2013. NESN 30 is our story and yours. 2 down, bases loaded in a tough first inning here for Liriano, but he is still just a pitch getting out of this inning. And out away from getting out of this inning unscathed. Well, Middlebrooks coming up here for Boston. Middlebrooks at 186, 2 home runs, 19 runs batted in. 1 for 4 in last night's game with a double. Rusney Castillo on deck, ready for his first major league at bat. For ball 1.
Right now, Liriano having big time trouble getting that sinking fastball over for strikes.
In the dirt, gathered by Russell Martin, and it's 2-0.
Martin been down on his knees about 5 or 6 times already in the first inning, trying to block balls in the dirt.
Three and 0. Only threw in the fastball, but off the mark. There's a strike, 3-1. Brooks was headed to first base.
That was a gift right there on the 3-0 count, because this pitch is certainly not in the strike zone.
Middlebrooks grounds it left side. It is Barnes flipping to second, and out of the jam is Liriano. Red Sox will leave them loaded. We head to the bottom of the first in Pittsburgh. very good opportunity in the top of the first, but could not score. As coming up are the Pirates. Josh Harrison has had a terrific year, leading the National League in batting average at .317. Gregory Polanco in right field. Andrew McCutchen is in center. Neil Walker at second base. Russell Martin does the catching with Starling Marte in left field. Ike Davis at first base with Clint Varmus at shortstop. And Francisco Liriano is the pitcher batting ninth. Tonight's Red Sox starting pitchers presented by your New England Audi dealers. Clay Buchholz in his 26th start of the year, back to 8-8. Had to get back with 3 straight victories in his last 3 outings. 5.19 earned run average, 119 strikeouts on the year. Opponents hitting at .272 against him. A win last time out against KC. And 6 1/3, giving up 3 runs, 2 earned. Josh Harrison leading it off here for the Pirates. And he takes strike 1 from Buchholz. 17 with 13 homers and 51 runs batted in. Safely in each of his last 11 home games. Lifts a pop-up into shallow center field. Bogaerts and Betts. Betts calling off Bogaerts and making the catch.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They're 6th in the American League with 86 errors on the season. Will Middlebrooks will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop. Mookie Betts at second. And Mike Napoli at first. Left to right, Yoenis Cespedes. Rusney Castillo in center field. Alan Craig in right field. And Christian Vasquez doing the catching for Buchholz.
One down here in the bottom of the first inning brings up Gregory Polanco, right fielder. Polanco came into the game last night as a defensive replacement in right field. That's the start tonight. .241, 6 homers and 32 runs batted in for Polanco. That'll drop in there for a strike. Well, Buchholz pitching much better lately. Back to being the Clay Buchholz that we are used to. Beating Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Kansas City in his last 3 starts. Down and in, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, pitching 9 innings against Tampa Bay, 6 1/3 the last 2 times out against Toronto and KC.
Facing the Pirates for the first time in his career. That'll drop in there for strike 2.
Nobody in this lineup has faced Buchholz unless they faced him in spring training.
Down and in, full count. Buchholz 4-0 in his career, the 4.95 earned run average against NL opponents, including a 2-0 mark against the NL East. To right field and deep. That is gone. Blast to right for Polanco, his 7th home run of the year, and the Pirates take a 1-0 lead. Their offense has been impressive lately, and Polanco crushes that to right.
Now Polanco, who did not get the start in the game last night, comes up big in his first at bat tonight. It's a fastball from Buchholz. You see the grip on the baseball. Number 7 for Polanco as he finds those bleach seats out in right field.
16th home run that Buchholz has allowed this year. 1-0 Pirates. Here's Andrew McCutchen. And she'll take a look at ball 1. .307, 23 homers, 75 runs batted in for the All-Star. Snapped a 5-game hitting streak here last night. .380 and 48 career games at home in interleague play. .365 against the American League this year for him. Colts falling behind 3-0. McCutchen takes, and that is ball 4. Down to first base he'll go. One out walk here for Andrew McCutchen. Well, fans, you can test your Red Sox IQ right now. The MLB Preplay mobile app. Download for free and start predicting every at-bat of every Red Sox game all season. Tonight's Preplay predicts Clay Buchholz goes 6 1/3 innings. Wow, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. There's Neil Walker hitting at 279, 20 homers. And 69 runs batted in. Walker, the cleanup hitter for the Pirates. For the first, and back to the bag is McCutchen.
McCutchen 17 steals on the season. He's only been caught twice.
Last 5 games, Walker 8 for his last 18 at .444 coming into tonight's game. Red Sox in a shift on the right side as Buchholz checks on McCutchen again at first base. Shift here tight to the infield. Red Sox with the double play possibilities. Check on McCutchen. Walker truly homegrown for the Pirates, born in Pittsburgh, resides in Pittsburgh, and was the Pirates' first-round draft choice. 11th pick overall in 2004. He's 29 years of age now. He's been in the big league since 2009. Home run season for him. Called a strike in. It's 2-1. One of 2 second basemen in the majors. He's had 20 doubles, 10 home runs, 5 straight years, joining Robinson Cano in that category. Size lead for McCutchen at first. Buchholz noticed and heads back on over to first base.
Trying to take the spring out of the legs of McCutchen over there by throwing over so many times and making him dive back.
McCutchen getting caught 10 times last year, but only twice this year. He's off with a 2-1, and it's fouled at the plate. One out, a run in for the Pirates here in the bottom of the first inning. Andrew McCutchen at first, and Neil Walker with a count of 2-2. Fouled back to the screen, and we'll do it again. Looking for the best deal on tires? There's only one place to go. Town Fair Tire. The best prices and great free services, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. One out, McCutchen at first base. Walker battling here with a count of 2-2. On the ground right side, it is Middlebrooks trying to start it to second for one, on to first for two. Double play ends the inning. We'll see the first major league at bat for Rusney Castillo. We come back. Way here to the plate for the Red Sox. Pittsburgh on top 1-0 as we head to the second inning. Rusney in his first at bat last night in the national championship for the Pawtucket Red Sox hit a home run in his 11 games in the minors. It's the only home run that he hit, hitting at .293 in his time spent in the minors. And first pitch for him is going to be high for ball one. His numbers in 5 seasons in Cuba. Down low, and it is 2-0. That'll pick up the bottom of the zone. 2-1. Signing a 7-year major league contract with the Red Sox, August the 23rd. Both the BOS Sox and the Gulf Coast League Red Sox to their respective championships. Little number in front of the plate. Out comes Russell Martin. His throw to first to be in time, and Castillo's first at bat in the big leagues is over. Now 2-3, one down.
Yeah, it's a little dribble down that third base line. Nice play by Martin to get out there and stoop it, turn, and throw to first base for the out. Chasing a ball that may have been out of the strike zone that time, and there's Martin spinning around and making a good accurate throw to first base to get Castillo.
So one down here in the second inning brings up Christian Vasquez. Vasquez starting the night hitting at .208. Homers and 15 runs batted in. 1 for 4 in the ball game last night with a double. Just 1 for 15 on the road trip so far for Boston. Liriano had to throw 30 first inning pitches, And walked back-to-back batters to load the bases, but was able to get Middlebrooks to ground out to end the inning. Two and two.
Slide at that time from Liriano, who has picked up the pace a little bit here in the top of the second inning. Slide it down, bouncing in the dirt. Tries the same pitch, but Vasquez not chasing it. Vasquez having some problems. One for his last 15 at the plate.
That's with one down, bases empty here in the Red Sox second inning. He will strike out. Thought he might have ball four, but called a strike. Second strikeout for Liriano. 2 down.
And there's that fastball running away from the right-hander. It's going to be high in the zone, but is in the strike zone, right at the top of the strike zone, away from Vasquez.
So 2 down here in the second inning brings up Clay Buchholz. 1 for 1 on the year as he takes strike one. 2 for 4 in his career at the plate for the Red Sox.
Talking about it this afternoon, the hit he got in San Francisco where he got hurt. He actually had the take sign on the first pitch, but swung at it anyway. So I couldn't believe they would give me the take. Well, I had no count on me. Why would they give me the take? So he swung, he got a base hit, then he had the blowout.
Yeah, once he got around first base.
Yeah.
2-1 is on the ground left side. Barmes plays the high hop. And a much easier second inning for Liriano. Sox down in order. Pirates on top 1-0.
TC with tonight's poll question. Besides Yoenis Cespedes, who is the best current Cuban player in the majors? Sox 1 for Chicago's Jose Abreu. Sox 2, Aroldis Chapman. Sox 3, Yasiel Puig. Or Sox 4, Alexi Ramirez. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates, those may apply. Text help if you need it. Visit NESN.com/terms for all that fun legal stuff. Guys, got to go with Sox 3, Yasiel Puig for me.
He's pretty good. There's no doubt about it. You can't go wrong. I would have to say we've not seen enough of Jose Abreu, but he's had an amazing year for the White Sox. And Jerry, Aroldis Chapman, we did see throw 100 miles an hour.
I don't want to face Chapman. That's no part of Chapman.
Now Russell Martin to lead it off here for the Pirates. Did you see how Martin got in here today? He went right by us. We were walking into the ballpark. Did you notice that today?
No, I didn't.
He was on a skateboard with zipping.
Oh, was that him?
Yes, it was Russell Martin.
I didn't know it was him. Must look close to the ballpark.
Yeah, he almost took you out. He came running behind you. Two 2-0 the count. 297, 10 homers, and 63 runs batted in. Tonight's key matchup is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. Russell Martin is 4 for 12 all time against Clay Buchholz. All 4 hits are home runs against Buchholz. The outside corner, and it's 2-2.
I gathered some bad information on Martin because on my list, Martin has never faced Buchholz.
I think when he was with the Yankees, he probably did.
Probably did with the Yankees,
yes.
Yeah. I got some bad info.
Outside for ball 3. On deck is Starling Marte with the Pirates batting here at the bottom of the 2nd inning. And a home run from Gregory Blanco in the 1st inning. Blanco's 7th home run of the year. This is to left field, and Cespedes out there. One down here in the 2nd inning. Non-stop action, heart-pounding excitement, historic performances. Don't miss the 2014 postseason beginning September the 30th. One down, Starling Marte coming up here. Left fielder at 287, 12 homers and 51 runs batted in. Marte with a couple of hits last night, going 2 for 4. And hit a home run into the Pirates bullpen last night. Estimated at 439 feet.
And that was number 12 on the season for Marte. Also has 26 steals on the season.
Swing and a miss on a pitch up and in.
A changeup that time from Buchholz. He's thrown about 3 or 4 changeups. All have been up in the zone so far in this game tonight. Not where he wants it, but he does get a swing and miss.
Starling Marte is hit safely in 11 of his last 12 games. That's 26 games for Marte at 376. On the ground left side, the shortstop Bogart's rounding in behind. The throw is low and off the glove of Napoli. And Marte will reach. Unable to reel that in cleanly.
Now Bogart's had quite a distance to go to make a play on this, and it looked like a ball that Napoli could have handled. Now we're about 10 miles from the action, so we'll take a look on replay. That's a ball that Napoli usually scoops over at first base.
They charged Napoli with the error.
Does it get there all the way in the air? Yeah, just dropped it.
It's clanked off the glove. So one out, Marte at first base. Ike Davis coming up here for the Pirates, first baseman. first, and back to the bag, Marte.
Mentioned his steals, 26 steals, but he has been thrown out 10 times.
Started last night to Ike Davis, 0 for 1 in the game with a walk. Check at first base, and Marte back to the bag.
I was thinking, Don, watching a game from our location, we talked about it last night. It almost looks like looking down in the field, everything's in slow motion.
It does go slower.
It does.
And we're that far. We have a really good view, though, of the skyline here in Pittsburgh. That's outstanding.
Yes, it's absolutely beautiful. But
the game, not so much.
The game is it's like slow motion.
This is from our booth camera up here at this level. Not the highest booth, though, in the majors. We talked about it last night. Washington Nationals, another story or two higher. Two-0 pitch coming up. He's going to drop in there for a strike. The top of the zone. 2-1. It is Davis now. Barmes next. As the Pirates bat here in the bottom of the second inning. Davis lines it into right field, headed towards the right field corner. Marte is headed for third, and he'll be stopped there. To second with a double goes Ike Davis, and it's second and third with one down for Pittsburgh.
Ike Davis gets a curveball from Buchholz down and in and just hooks it. Marte was going to take off on that pitch, but he slipped and stopped. But the next thing you see is contact right there down. And Ike Davis finds himself in scoring position at second base while Marte goes on to third. Well played out in right field by Craig as he gets it back in quickly. So Marte cannot score.
Second and third, one down. Clint Barmes, the batter, the shortstop. Red Sox will bring the infield in all the way around. To left, Cespedes going back, still going. It's going to be over his head and off the wall. From third comes Marte. Ike Davis being waved around. Throw from Bogaerts, will be none. Two more runs in for the Pirates, who take a 3-0 lead. Wall ball, double for Barmes, delivers two more Pittsburgh runs. That nearly got out of here to left.
Yeah, there have not been any cheapies. The home run in the first inning and the double, the two doubles here in the second inning, both hit very hard. Cut fastball that time, flat from Buchholz, stays up in the zone, one that Barmes can put a charge into, and he does, to the bottom of the wall. Good read at second base by Ike Davis. He scores without a problem.
And since the All-Star break, the Pirates have been coming up with some extra base hits, 183 of them to lead the National League. We've seen the last two nights. And Francisco Liriano, the pitcher, batting, and he'll take a pitch for strike one. Well, the error costly in this inning. After Marte reached, he scores the second Pirates run. They've added another and lead it 3-0. Breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Barmes getting his lead at second base. little bit low. Mariano, an 0.79 hitter on the year. Sox blanked last night 4-0, trail 3-0 tonight. Late swing from Liriano. Only a couple weeks until the Bruins drop the puck. Make sure you never miss a game by downloading the schedule into your favorite web, mobile, or desktop calendar program. Visit NESN.com/schedule to import now. 1 out, 2 runs in here for the Pirates in the second. Barmes at second base. Foul off to the left out of play. Next with the baseball off to the left, down to our left. Mariano on the ground into right field, a base hit. Barmes to be stopped at third. Craig up and throwing to the plate, but nobody coming. But a base hit for the pitcher. Liriano helping out his own cause.
And because the outfield was playing so shallow against Liriano, they couldn't score the man from second base. He gets a fastball and he hooks it between first and second, but you see how shallow Craig is playing out there in right field, and they have to hold the man at third base.
So first and third with 1 out. On the Ebbets out to talk to Buchholz, and now the top of the order, Josh Harrison coming up at his .317 average coming in tonight's game. Harrison now down to .316 on the year. Big leader in the National League. And he lines one to center field. That's in for a base hit. From third comes Barmes, and the Pirates take a 4-0 lead. They've scored 3 times so far here in the bottom of the second. Harrison jumping on that first pitch.
Buchholz again with the fastball. First pitch swing is Harrison, and that shot right back up the middle for the base hit. And just we talked about how well Clay Buchholz had been pitching. It is not there in the first couple of innings tonight.
Brings up a solo home run in the first to Gregory Blanco. And here in the second inning, been touched for 4 hits. An error was made behind him, and so far 3 runs. Now Polanco getting his second look at Buchholz, and he takes strike 1. For Polanco, his 7th home run of the year, this solo shot to right. On the ground, shortstop Bogarts, the second for 1 on to first. Ball in the dirt, and reaching safely at first base is Polanco. Taking third, Liriano.
And Red Sox had a little chance to turn that over. Polanco hitting from the left side of the plate, gets down that line very, very well. And then you see Bogarts, he has to back up a little bit to play the bounce, and once he does that, that's the difference maker at first base. Instead of coming to get the ball, he backed up, and the Red Sox could not turn a double play.
Now Andrew McCutchen coming up. This ticket brings you the pitching line for Buchholz. Inning in 2/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. Walk, no strikeouts, 42 pitches so far for Clay. And he's just an inning and 2/3 deep into that outing. McCutchen will take strike one. McCutchen walked in the first inning. Mariano at third base. Polanco at first base. Two down here in the Pirates' second inning. Swing and a miss from McCutchen has him down 0-2.
Changeup down that time from Buchholz at 80 miles an hour. Down at the bottom of the strike zone, and the swing and miss from McCutchen.
McCutchen lays off and takes ball 2, 2-2. Remember the Pirates to bat here in the second inning with Neil Walker waiting on deck. Swing and a miss, elevated, and he chases to strike out. But the damage done. 3 more runs for the Pirates. They take a 4-0 lead through 2. The view tonight on the way to the booth here and into the booth at PNC Park as the Pirates teams from recent years leads you right into the visiting television booth here at PNC Stadium in Pittsburgh. And here we are. Jerry's tie and jacket ready to go, and his gamer is not yet on. This was earlier this afternoon coming into the booth. And that's how high we are here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's pretty high up there. I'll tell you what, it is a little bit scary, to be honest with you.
Well, we head into the top of the third inning, and it's the top of the Red Sox order. Mookie Betts to lead it off. Red Sox have work to do, trailing 4-0 through the first 2 innings tonight. That's with a single to left field in the first inning. He has the only Red Sox hit so far tonight. Red Sox did get the bases loaded in the first. Liriano walking 2. Down the right field line, but foul.
You notice on that view from the booth when you showed the shirt, the tie and jacket.
Yes,
tie was already made.
Tie was made, but that's, you do that every day.
I do that all the time. I do not undo my ties.
Ever?
At the end of the season when it's time to clean them.
Oh, that's when you untie them.
Yes.
I always wondered about that because they always are here. When I get here, I walk in, the tie is already there, and the suit jacket's already there.
You get it off, you just loosen it up and take it off.
Take it off, and then you put, that's how it travels to the next spot.
Exactly. You do your tie every day.
Every day I do my tie.
Doesn't that pot get wrinkled, or do you?
I think it does, but I just go with it.
It just doesn't matter.
But only, it's only once a year, so.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, exactly. I forgot about that. That's right.
This ball foreign for the second time tonight. Mookie Betts is aboard. It's a third walk already by Liriano. Last thing he wanted to do with a 4-0 lead here is walk the leadoff batter in the third inning. Xander Bogaerts coming up, a strikeout victim in the first inning. One of 2 strikeouts for Liriano tonight. Towards shortstop, could be 2. Second for 1, on to first for 2. Takes care of the leadoff walk for Mookie Betts. 6-4-3 on the Twin killing.
A nice little shuffle pass from Barnes to Walker, and Walker doing the rest, turning it over at second base. He had to wait, but then he gives a nice shuffle pass in a perfect spot for his second baseman to handle and turn over, and a very quick double play.
2 outs in the inning. Yoenis Cespedes, the batter, flied out to left field in the first inning. 0 for 1. Shift on the left side here against Cespedes. We're seeing more of this. He moves around the league here with the Red Sox, and saw it in Kansas City. See it here in Pittsburgh as well. Popped up. Ike Davis, the first baseman, backpedaling to the outfield grass for out number 3. 2.5 done from Pittsburgh. Pirates have a 4-0 lead.
PNC Park. Guys, of course, Rusney Castillo making his Red Sox debut tonight. So when are we going to be able to see what everybody wants to see in the Red Sox lineup? An Ortiz, a Cespedes, a Castillo trio in that lineup. Well, guys, it's going to have to be tomorrow. David Ortiz, of course, available off the bench yesterday. Off the bench, available today. And John Farrell says he'll get the start tomorrow at first base. So that's when we'll see that trio.
All right, Gary, thanks very much. Here's Neil Walker sending one to deep right field. Craig back at the wall, and that is gone. Neil Walker hits his 21st home run of the year, the second home run of the night for the Pirates, and it's 5-0 Pittsburgh.
Well, we told you last night that this Pirate lineup very evenly balanced throughout the lineup, and they are putting on a show here early in this game. Number 21 on the season for Walker, RBI number 70. And that's for a second baseman hitting out of the cleanup spot in this lineup.
Now Russell Martin will take strike one. Action in the Red Sox pen. Stephen Wright coming up for Boston. He's looked very good so far for the Red Sox after coming up from Pawtucket. The one pitch is popped up. Buckles wanted it, but Napoli calls him off and makes the catch for the first out of the bottom of the third inning. So Martin retired, and bring up Starling Marte. Home run by Neil Walker has the Pirates on top 5-0. Colts giving up a home run to Polanco in the first, home run to Walker here in the third. Now Marte reached on the error committed at first base by Napoli in the second inning. Didn't go, says Mike Michlinski, the first base umpire. Not sure if Marte hurt himself or not, but he's taking a good long walk here. Trainer has grabbed his attention as Marte back in the box.
He's flexing his left arm as if he might have hurt his elbow or his wrist, something.
And a swing and a miss. Down 0-2. Mike Davis waiting on deck. Pirates batting here in the bottom of the third inning. Off balance swing there.
That may be the best changeup that Buckles has thrown tonight. Down out of the strike zone, and he gets Marte to chase it.
Running in on him. He fouls it off over by the Red Sox dugout. Polanco and Walker with the home runs tonight for the Pirates. On the Evis on the phone. Stephen Wright continuing to warm in the Red Sox pen. Outside, 2-2. On the ground, Buchholz picks it on the back end on the base of the hill and throws out Marte for the second out of the inning. Well, tonight's twisted but true fact of the game is there have only been 2 home runs hit on a fly into the Allegheny River since PNC Park opened. Darrell Ward did it on July 6th of 2002 and Garrett Jones on June 2nd, 2013. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea is the refreshing hard iced tea. It tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted.
Yeah, out beyond those right field bleachers, there is a walkway before you hit the Allegheny River. They say that 30 have bounced into the water, but only 2 on the fly.
Mike Davis with a double in the second inning. And a pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. Line foul just outside the line at first. Call made by Mike Michlinski, the first base umpire. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, is the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. 2 outs in the inning. Base is empty. 1-2 pitch to Davis. On the ground to first base. Napoli's got it. He will take it himself to the bag for the out that ends the inning. But a solo shot by Neil Walker has upped the lead for the Pirates to 5-0. Business keeps our economy and community strong. That's why they've been named the #1 SBA lender in Massachusetts 5 years in a row. Eastern Bank, here you're first. Walker is homered. The Pirates have a 5-0 lead, out hitting the Red Sox 6-1 in the game. Like Napoli leading it off, and Napoli takes strike 1. Napoli with a walk in the first inning, one of 3 walks given up by Liriano. On the ground foul outside of third. Napoli, Craig, and Middlebrooks expected to bat in the inning. Anybody gets on, and Rusney Castillo will get a chance. A little bit high, 1-2. Liriano got out of trouble in the first inning. Red Sox had the bases loaded and could not score. Middlebrooks grounded out. A little pop-up foul off to the right out of play. 1-2-3 second inning. A leadoff walk for Mookie Betts in the third, but Xander Bogaerts promptly grounded into the 6-4-3 double play. And now dealing with Napoli to begin things here in the fourth inning. Craig waiting on deck. Napoli leading it off in the fourth. Fourth full count for Liriano. And he walks Mike Napoli. Another leadoff walk here allowed by Liriano. Second straight inning that's happened, and now 4 walks allowed by Liriano. Alltown, New England's premier convenience retailer, is committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. Visit cfmsfund.org for more info. Alan Craig walked in the first inning. Inside for ball one.
And that shoulder, that front shoulder for Liriano, really flying open a lot so far in this game. It's causing a lot of those fastballs to run outside, way outside.
Called a strike, 1-1. To center field, McCutcheon makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And back to first goes Napoli. Now, the most popular way to follow September pennant races is with the MLB.com at-bat #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, replay reviews, scores, live radio broadcasts, the MLB.tv game of the day, and more. Get at-bat for your smartphone or tablet on the App Store or visit MLB.com. 1 on, 1 out. Will Middlebrooks grounding into a fielder's choice first time up. Takes a look at strike one from Liriano. Fouls it off of Russell Martin. Down 0-2. Castillo waiting on deck, ready for his second major league at bat. Thrown out 2-3 in his first plate appearance. This is to left field. Starling Marte over towards the corner to make the catch on the run to the warning track. Got out there in a hurry, but Marte runs it down for the second out.
He really got a very good jump on that. Right at contact, he was off. And able to take extra bases away from Middlebrooks. There's the contact, and immediately Marte off in left field.
Liriano appreciative of the effort of Marte. Here is Castillo for his second major league at bat. '70th pitch coming up for Liriano through 3 2/3 innings. On the ground right side, Walker sprawling out, little bobble, and reaching at first base is Rusney Castillo. Ruled a base hit in his first major league hit for Rusney Castillo.
Now Walker made a nice effort on this as he dives to his left, but couldn't come up with it once the ball got away from him. Castillo has his first hit, and there goes the souvenir in toward the Red Sox dugout. You see where Walker's playing up the middle, playing him to pull. Didn't have that far to go to his left, but could not come up with it. And Castillo gets the base hit.
So 2 on, 2 down as Christian Vasquez 0 for 1, struck out looking in the second. Bryce Brent's on deck for the Red Sox, just called up today. Clay Buchholz's going to be pinch hit for here. Ground ball left side, softly into the shortstop. Barmes soft balance, throwing a good one in time to get Vasquez in to end the inning. Rusney Castillo's got his first hit in the major leagues. Red Sox trail 5-0. Technologies that make your life easier to people who care about your community. Eastern Bank is committed to putting you first. Learn all the ways Eastern puts you first at easternbank.com. Bottom of the 4th inning. His spot in the order did not come up, so Clay Buchholz back on the mound again. He's to begin the 4th inning for the Red Sox. Bryce Brent's had come out on deck to pitch in for him, but Brent's did not get up, so Buchholz back out there. Clint Barmes leading it off here for the Pirates. He doubled to drive in 2 runs in the 2nd inning. But down 0-2 this time. Hopper into Betts at second base. For the first out of the fourth inning. Time for a Toyota game break. And Tom Caron, TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Back here in Pittsburgh, where the Pirates have a 5-0 advantage over the Red Sox, 1 out of the inning. Francisco Liriano takes strike 1. He singled to right field in the second inning. He's one of the 6 Pirates hits in the game off Clay Buchholz. Regular season trip to Pittsburgh for the Red Sox. We're here in 2003 and last in 2011. Curveball in there for strike 2. Back-to-back curveballs now for Clay Buchholz. Tap foul. Still 1-2. Strike 3 call over the outside corner. Well, a curveball. That's the second strikeout for Buchholz. 2 down.
And plenty of those in that at bat to Liriano, his pitching mate in this game tonight. With a base hit on a fastball back in the second inning, so a lot of curveballs in this at bat, and just picks up the outside corner with it.
Nika Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. There's 2 outs in the fourth inning. Josh Harrison coming up. He's popped out to second and singled to center field. 1 for 2 tonight. At 70 pitches through 3 2/3 innings. On the ground out third baseline, a foul ball. Hey, Red Sox Nation, get a free medium beverage when you enroll in the Dunkin' Donuts Rewards program, DD Perks. And just pay with your registered DD card or the DD mobile app to earn points towards more free beverages. It's Dunkin's way of rewarding their loyal fans. Enroll today at ddperks.com. The Red Sox run on Dunkin'. 2 outs in the fourth inning. 5 in a row retired by Clay Buchholz now. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and taken off for first base is Harrison, but he'll be thrown out. Strikeout number 3 for Buchholz, maybe his best inning of his outing. It's 5-0 Pittsburgh.
The Pirates with a 5-0 lead. Guys, Brent's pinch hitting here for Clay Buchholz. This is actually Brent's major league debut, his very first at-bat. Of course, one of the call-ups from Pawtucket. Didn't really have to wait too long for his big league debut. Talking to John Farrell, he was saying sometimes, you just have to reward a guy for how they played in AAA. Brent, he is that guy, according to Farrell.
63 regular season games for the Paw Sox this year, hitting at .243 for the Paw Sox. And swing and a miss, evens a count of 1-1.
Not very tall, but very strong is Brent. We've seen him in spring training a couple of times, and met him this afternoon in the Red Sox clubhouse.
The 3 prospect as this one is lined down the left field line to the corner. His first major league hit. Brent's headed for second base. Throw is going to be close, but not in time. And first dive into second base, and Bryce Brant says his first major league hit.
Looks like he jumped on a changeup that time. An off-speed pitch from Liriano and pulled it. Stayed back very nicely and hooked it right down that left field line. Playing it off the pads is Marte. Close play at second base, but the head-foot slide gets there. And congratulations to Brent on his first major league hit.
He's got the first major league hit there. Going to make it authentic. In the air to right field. This is going to send Polanco back to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Tagging, hitting for third is Brent's throw is not going to be in time. It was on the line. Brent's now third base with 1 down. So both balls there. The first hit for Rusney Castillo. First hit for Bryce Brent.
A lot of times what they'll put on that baseball is who the first hit was against, the date. Maybe the ballpark you were playing in. A little tough to read from this angle, but there's some guys who do that very nicely. Now, we don't know if that's a joke. It's possible this could be a joke from Lavulo right here. But that ball will be authenticated, and obviously they'll put the base, the date, the base hit, where it was, against who it was.
Grounder up the middle, softly hit. Barmes charging and throwing on the run in time to get Xander Bogaerts. Run scores from third, and Brenson. The Red Sox are on the board. Their first run of the series. As Bogaerts will get an RBI, his 42nd of the year. Now it's 5-1 Pirates. Rips up Yoenis Cespedes.
That's a pretty nice feeling, isn't it? First big league hit, score a run. I don't know about this.
That's a lot of writing.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is legit. See, Brunson's looking for the baseball. Somebody's got it.
2 down. Yoenis Cespedes, the batter. We were talking to Torrey about this earlier in the year. Generally, he puts the pitcher that it was against, the ballpark, the date, I think, goes on there, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a lot more stuff on that one.
Yeah, this does not look for real.
For years, Tim Wakefield did it for the Red Sox. Talked to Wake about that last week, the game that he did at Fenway. 2-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike. 2-1 to Cespedes, who's flied to left and popped out to first base.
Now let's see.
To left field, and Starling Marte is there waiting. Makes the catch that ends the inning. Red Sox get on the board halfway through. 5-1 Pittsburgh. Cross Insurance. Sarah Davis and Al Duncan will have a full coverage of the Bruins kickoff training camp, and Al breaks down Week 3 picks for fantasy football players. That's tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. on NESN. Now it's 5-1 Pittsburgh on top of Boston. Red Sox getting their first run of the series and a pitching change as Stephen Wright comes into the game now for Boston after 4 innings from Clay Buchholz. It's called to bullpen, brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Stephen Wright's 4th appearance, 0.75 earned run average, 12 strikeouts to 1 walk, and opponents hitting at just .214 against him. He has pitched very well so far in this call up to Boston for Stephen Wright. 3 scoreless innings of relief on Saturday. In his last outing against Kansas City, gave up 3 hits, struck out 2 in that outing, working the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings against Kansas City. 8 scoreless innings. A streak right now for him coming into this outing tonight against the Pirates. And he will deal with 2, 3, and 4 inside the Pirates order. Polanco, McCutchen, and Walker in the bottom of the 5th inning. Polanco with a solo home run in the 1st inning. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. 4 innings tonight for Clay Buchholz, who allows 6 hits and 5 runs, 2 home runs. Walked the batter and struck out 3. This is up the middle, but Bogaerts is there. Off balance throw, nicely done. First out of the inning, getting Polanco 6-3.
Nice play by Bogaerts as he goes back to the outfield grass and then spins to get himself in position to make the throw to first base.
Seems to me, Jerry, he's going better to his left than he had been earlier this season.
Yeah, I think one area of improvement, and you know, maybe I'm wrong, but I've been watching all season long, is if I was a second baseman, and Dustin Pedroia can probably answer this much, much better than I can because he plays with them every single day, is I'd like to see him, when he's making double plays, come charging across the bag a little bit with more authority than what he does. He kind of taps the bag and does not get himself headed toward first base, almost like his left arm is pointing out toward right field. And I think that costs him some double plays. I'd like to see him where he comes charging across the bag with a little more authority. I think that's one thing that he can work on during the offseason to make him a better shortstop.
This one is into left field, and Andrew McCutchen has a 1-out base hit. His first hit of the series. So 1 out, 1 on. Neil Walker coming up here for the Pirates. Walker grounded into a 5-6-3 double play in the 1st inning, and hit a solo home run in the 3rd, his 21st home run of the year. Red Sox shift on him on the right side of the infield. So they did earlier when Middlebrook started the double play. On the 1st, and back to the bag is McCutchen. That's why it went 5-6-3.
I'm tapping my sources on the Red Sox to see if that was for real what Torrey was writing on the baseball, and I have not got an answer yet. So.
Okay, well, let us know as soon as you hear from your sources.
I may not hear, but we'll see. If it was for real, it was a lot of writing.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff on there.
To left field, and a base hit. Back-to-back hits here put together by the Pirates off Stephen Wright. Runners at 1st and 2nd with 1 down. Don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union, tomorrow at 6:30. TC and Jim Rice will continue the top 30 Red Sox moments on NESN countdown with the number 11. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Two on, 1 out. Russell Martin 0 for 2 in the game. His fly to left popped out to first base. In there for strike 1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Rolls it over down the third baseline very softly on the run as Middlebrooks' throw is not going to be in time. Napoli came off the bag to retrieve that, and the bases are loaded with one down.
And Napoli made a nice play there by coming off the bag and making that play on the short hop from Middlebrooks, because you got the man ready to score from third base. McCutcheon. There's the throw, and Napoli quickly recognizes that, comes off the bag. They were not going to get the man at first base, and saves a run.
So with 1 out, 3 straight base hits. The bases are loaded, and Starling Marte, the batter, reached on an error by Napoli in the second inning. Grounded back to the mound in the third. Clanks off of Vasquez on a foul tip. McCutcheon at third, Walker at second, Martin at first with 1 down. Down the right field line, foul, out of play. Marte, third year with the Pirates. This one nicely backhanded right there by Vasquez. Saves a run.
What a beautiful play that was by Vasquez, because that ball had screen written all over it. How much that ball dipped. Vasquez able to backhand it, knock it down with the backhand.
On the ground right side as Betts will go to second for 1. Back to first. It is not in time, and a run in.
That's exactly what I was talking about right there, Don. Watch Xander Bogaerts as he takes this ball from his second baseman, and watch how he doesn't come across that bag. He steps out towards right field, and I really think that costs him time at first base. The whole idea is to charge hard across that bag. Don't worry about the runner. You can jump over the runner. Well, you can make him get down by throwing, from low. But I just think he takes those steps out toward right field, and it cost him time at first base.
So first and third, a run in, and the Pirates now on top 6-1. Davis, the batter, batting out of the number 7 spot in the order. Walker at third, Marte at first with 2 outs in the inning. Or first, and back to the bag is Marte.
By the way, my source has returned my text. Yes, they were messing with him.
Okay.
So that ball that Torey Lovullo was writing on is not the authentic first hit baseball.
And you feel your source is a very good source?
He was right there. Yep.
High drive, center field, back goes Castillo, and that ball is gone. 3-run home run for Ike Davis. The Pirates are going to take a 9-1 lead. Third home run of the game allowed by Red Sox pitching.
I like Davis having quite a night. Had a double back in the second inning. Now the 3-run home run here in the 5th inning. And it's all Pirates in this one. A good job staying back on the knuckleball.
Clint Barmes takes a pitch high, ball 2-0. Stephen Wright, his first rough outing here. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. It's the fastball. Barmes with a 2-run double back in the second inning. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Did you know Fenway Park hosts more than just Red Sox games, sporting events, and concerts? Fenway Park has a variety of unique spaces to host your next holiday party, meeting, or special family event. Visit redsox.com/events or call 617-226-6791 to book your Fenway Park event today. Base hit to left field for Clint Barmes, his second hit of the game. Like Davis with a 3-run home run in the inning. Pirates now have 9 different players with 10 or more home runs in the season, and that is a new Pirates record. Eighth batter coming up here in the inning is the pitcher for the Pirates, Liriano. He is 1 for 2. Singled in the second, struck out in the 4th. Action about to start in the Boston pen. Barnes first up for Boston in the pen. That's his first warm-up toss out there. Stephen Wright works here with 1 out and a runner at first base. Fly ball to left center field. Rusney Castillo on the run will get there to make the catch. Second out. Will end the inning as Liriano flies out to left center field, and it is 9-1 Pirates. Top half of the 6th inning. Fly ball out to Rusney Castillo to end last inning. Francisco Liriano had to deal with Mike Napoli. Napoli has walked twice in the game tonight. First inning and the 4th inning. Pirates adding 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. The inning they have not scored was the 4th. Otherwise, they've got at least 1 run in every inning. Napoli, Craig, and Middlebrooks expected to bat here in the 6th inning. Field line, and it is headed foul. Tune in tonight after our Red Sox coverage to NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. Jamie and L will have former Patriot Matt Chatham in studio to talk Raiders Patriots, and they'll recap their tradition, see what know-how can do. 2-2 pitch. Napoli takes ball 3, a little bit low. Pierogi race here in between innings.
Those are always fun. I really enjoy those. It's one of my favorite things when I come to the ballpark. If they have those kind of races, what you call them? Pierogies?
Pierogies. And this pierogi won.
Congratulations to that pierogi.
So Napoli has walked for the 3rd time tonight, and he's at first base to begin things here in the 6th inning. There's Alan Craig. Craig walked in the 1st, lined out to center in the 4th inning. Field set up straight away here on Craig. "91 pitches for the Pirates starter. She has not recorded it out yet here in the 6th inning. Fouled off by Craig, who stays alive. Middlebrooks waiting on deck. Lead runner on for the Red Sox here in the 6th inning. That is average right now. Pitches early in this game, had to throw 30 first inning pitches, get out of a bases loaded jam in the 1st inning. Red Sox could not score. Only scored once off him, and that was in the 5th inning. A ground ball to shortstop. Barmes will go to second for 1, on to first for 2. Boy, it didn't look like at first they were going to be able to turn it, but they do. Craig's still not running very well.
Yeah, Barmes has done a nice job at shortstop, making these plays as he goes to his right. Very quick release, and second baseman would rather have the ball down in that area to make a throw if it's because they're already down low, and you can get rid of the ball quickly and make that guy slide from that point. So Good play, good feed to his second baseman, double play.
2 down. Will Middlebrooks, the batter. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, flied out to the warning track in the left field corner in the 4th inning. 0 for 2 tonight. Nate Castillo waiting on deck. And there for a strike, 2-1. Matt Barnes still warming in the pen. Looks like he'll be coming in right where it's the 5th inning. Gives up 4 runs. Falling behind Middlebrooks, 3-1. Left side to short. Barmes on the backhand. Throw is off the mark, but the tag will be applied by Davis. And it ends things in the top of the 6th through 5.5, 9-1 Pirates.
Day at PNC Park, a lot of pregame festivities, one including Judge Frank Lucchino. If that last name sounds familiar, well, it should be. Right next to him, his brother Larry Lucchino, president of the Boston Red Sox, catching the first pitch from his brother, donning the Dustin Pedroia jersey in honor of the second baseman, who's currently on the disabled list. Making the catch, making it happen, Larry Lucchino in attendance today, along with some other Red Sox brass.
All right, Gary, thanks very much. As we play along here to the bottom of the 6th inning, changes. Garen Cecchini takes over at third base for Boston. And moving from third base to first base, Nava's in left field. And moving from third base to first base is Will Middlebrooks. As Matt Barnes, a new pitcher for the Red Sox. So coming out of this game is Napoli and Cespedes. Barnes, third arm used by the Red Sox.
How would you grade the Lucchino's first pitch?
Could use a little work.
Yeah.
A little work.
Frank threw Larry off a little bit with that breaking ball way on the outside part of the plate.
I thought Larry made a nice adjustment, though. This is driven out towards deep left center field. Back goes Nava. He'll have room as he makes the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning.
I don't think he made an adjustment at all. I think he just tried to go out and get that ball and just couldn't get it.
I thought he had good footwork.
Oh, come on, give it up. He made a terrible play. He didn't have it. He didn't have enough to get out there.
One down here in the inning. Polanco, 1 for 3, a home run back in the 1st inning.
Actually, I saw Larry in the lobby of the hotel this afternoon, and I asked him, I said, "You're catching the first pitch tonight." I said, "You ought to go out there and full catch his gear." And he was actually thinking about it. He did have the mask on to take pitches, but he didn't wear all the catcher's equipment to go out there. He probably could have used it. Frank was a little off target.
To Polanco is high, 1-2. So Stephen Wright ends up going an inning of relief. Total of 5 hits, gave up 4 runs in the inning. Didn't walk anybody, nor did he strike anybody out. First rough outing we've seen for Stephen Wright. Now for the Pirates, Justin Wilson, left-hander up in the pen. Mariano has gone the first 6 innings, thrown 99 pitches. Two pitch is fouled back to the screen. Matt Barnes last worked on Saturday. 8th inning against Kansas City. Up 2 runs, 3 hits, struck out the side. Well, we walk across the bridge tonight, Jerry. We'll see him out there.
When you walk across the bridge,
2 pitches high. I think I'm walking home tonight after the game.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm going to walk tonight. Because I go out there and buy one of those.
Yeah, it looks like you look good in your room, all decked out in that. I can't walk. I can't make it from here to the hotel. I can't do it. I gotta take whatever kind of transportation I can get.
Hey, Don, so you're not, roaming across the streets by yourself. I'll go ahead and offer my assistance, as well as camera guy, photojournalist Brian Brennan's, if you want to walk the whole strength in numbers type situation.
Yes, I'm in. Go across the bridge tonight. 3-2 pitch in the air. And left field line. Nava just in the game and busy. Handles the first 2 outs here of the inning.
Don't let these guys kid you. The reason Don's walking tonight is because last night there were hardly no cabs available here. We walked out the door. There were 2 cabs. One was a cab. One was a limo. And we had to take the limo, which was very expensive to get back to the hotel. That's why he's going back he's walking back tonight, not because he doesn't want to ride back.
I want to see this guy. That was the reason I was.
You're not going to see this guy. This guy's not going to be around. You're going to leave me hanging over here with no cabs, no nothing, and you're going to walk back with Gary. That's all right.
That was a very expensive.
You guys, for what it's worth, we actually left after the first bus took off, and we got back to the hotel before it got there. So actually walking's quicker.
Well, let me tell you something, Gary. For what it's worth,
I drive to right, and that's off the facing, but it stays in the yard. Craig will get it back in, but to second base goes McCutcheon. He made a bid for the 4th Pirates home run of the night.
That didn't miss by very much. Right at the top of the over the scoreboard area and right at the top of the wall, just missing a home run. But Gary, you're still a very young man, and you didn't play baseball. I did. and I have no toes, I have no knees, I have no back, and I cannot make it over that bridge back to the hotel. So
I guess I got nothing.
No, you got nothing. So you go ahead and walk and be happy that you can still walk.
My toes are still there. I think my knees are still there.
Don's just too cheap. That's the only reason he's walking.
I got no argument. I do want to see that guy.
Yeah, I did too, with the Bergman.
When you see him, say hi for me.
2 down in the inning here to Neil Walker.
I hope I pass you in a limo. I don't care if there's a bus out there. I'm going to rent the bus and expensive.
McCutcheon at second base. The 0-1 is popped up. They send Bogarts backpedaling to the outfield. He's calling and catching out number 3 of the inning. We are through 6 with the Pirates on top 9-1. Maintenance player specializing in all your cleaning and wellness needs. WB Mason also provides a full selection of 3M safety products that can't be struck out. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? Starling Marte has moved from left field to center field here for the Pirates as Andrew McCutcheon comes out, and Travis Snyder now takes over in left field. New pitcher for the Pirates, Justin Wilson, into the game now for Pittsburgh. 67th appearance of the year. He's 3-4 with a 4.31 earned run average, 57 strikeouts and 29 walks, and opponents hitting at 220. That's the left-hander. Takes over for Francisco Liriano with the first 6 innings. He gave up 3 hits and the 1 run. Did walk 5 in his outing and struck out 2. Departs with a chance to get his 6th win of the year. Red Sox being out hit 12-3 and trailing 9-1. Rusney Castillo takes a pitch, running down and in, leaving the count at 1-1. Ground out and his first major league hit. Field hit in the 4th inning. Fouls it off to the right out of play. Castillo to center field. Marte out there waiting. And he makes the catch for the first out of the 7th inning. Well, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Men's Warehouse, proudly introducing Joseph Abboud. TC and Jim Rice break down the American League playoff races. That's tomorrow at 6 p.m. on NESN. Down in the 7th inning brings up Christian Vazquez. Vazquez struck out looking in the 2nd, grounded out shortstop in the 4th inning, 0 for 2. Just inside, 1-2. The middle and into center field. A base hit for Christian Vazquez, and a double last night. Now has a base hit with 1 out here in the 7th inning tonight. Just the 4th Boston hit of the night. Let's take a look at tonight's list, brought to you by Benjamin Moore, all-time best Cuban-born players. Mike Cuellar, 185 and 130, co-Cy Young Award winner in 1969. Tony Oliva, 1964 Rookie of the Year, 304 batting average, and Tony Perez, Hall of Famer, 379 career home runs. And Louis Tion, 229 and 172, with 2,416 career strikeouts.
That's quite a list, isn't it?
Yes, it is. If you have a comment about tonight's list, tweet us at #NESNList. There's Daniel Nava batting for the first time tonight. Took over in left field last inning. Off to the right, out of play. Action in the Red Sox pen. Right-hander just called up today again, Heath Hembree. Fouled off, and Nava in some pain. Down to one knee.
Looks like it was right off the foot for Daniel Nava. Take a while to shake off. Hey, Gary. Is Gary down there?
How we doing?
Gary.
How we doing, Jerry?
You know what you could do if you got nothing to do?
Hit me.
Go get one of those pedicabs and tell them to wait outside the press gate.
You guys really enjoyed those. Where was it? In St. Louis, right?
Oh, I love them.
I haven't seen one in Pittsburgh.
I haven't either. We looked for it last night.
They are here. Where are they? If we could get one to wait outside the press gate, that would be great.
There's got to be an app for that, right?
I don't know.
Uber?
I don't know.
Daniel Nava staying in the game here. With 1 out and 1 on. Bounce in, blocked by Martin. No advance at first base for Vasquez. And a lot of those tonight.
Especially early in the game before Liriano settled in. And this one thrown directly down in the dirt, and Martin again has to block it. That time backhanding it.
Mookie Betts waiting on deck. 1 out, 1 on here for Boston in the top of the 7th inning. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 donation once again this season. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. 1 out, 1 on. Nava waiting here on a 2-2 pitch. Fly ball down the right field line that'll make its way into the seats. Outside for ball 3. Nava getting the start here last night, going 1 for 3 with a double. Came into this game, Yoenis Cespedes and Mike Napoli sitting down after Pirates jumped out to a 9-1 lead. Nava fouls off another to the right. Nava gets a base hit into left field. Pretty good bat for Daniel Nava. And up to second base goes Vasquez. 2 on with 1 away in the inning.
A very painful at bat for Nava, but productive after the pain as he winds a shot to left field for the base hit. Nava, who struggles from the right side of the plate. Not this time.
So 2 on, 1 away, and Mookie Betts coming up here for Boston. That's with a single in the first, walked in the third, and flied out to right in the 5th. Take strike 1, a high strike. Austin Wilson last worked on Saturday against the Cubs. Haven't scored upon in back-to-back games, and the Red Sox threatening here. Runners at first and second and one down. Fouled straight back, and it's 0-2. Tough series here so far for Red Sox fans in Pittsburgh. At blank last night 4-0. And tonight trailed 9-1 as they bat in the top of the 7th inning. So foul it off to the right out of play. It's still 0-2. Pirates have more action in their pen. Bobby Laframboise, who we saw in last night's game, and Jared Hughes. Off. Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings live right after the game. Guys will break down Clay Buchholz to start and John Farrell's post-game comments. Can't go wrong when you buy right at WB Mason. To the count here to Mookie Betts. Fly ball down the right field line, foul. Xander Bogaerts waiting on deck. 1 out, 2 on in the Red Sox 7th inning. Swing and a miss. Betts just kind of waved at that and strikes out. 96 miles an hour on the fastball for the second out of the inning. It's time now for the Coors Light timeless moment on this date in 1998. Red Sox reliever Tom Gordon picked up his 39th consecutive save in a 3-2 Red Sox win, setting a new major league record that eventually would stretch to 54 straight saves. The record was broken by Eric Gagne, who recorded 84 consecutive saves. Pitch for a strike to Xander Bogaerts. Xander 0 for 3 in the game. He struck out swinging, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play, and last time up grounded out to the shortstop. Fouls it back and finds himself down 0-2.
Xander right now got a 9-game hitting streak on the line.
Very high and up over Martin's glove, and the runners will move up. Vasquez to third, Nam to second on a wild pitch.
And been a very sloppy inning this inning for Wilson. Lets his fastball fly up over the glove. Actually gets a piece of the glove of Martin, but to the backstop. 2 men move into scoring position.
Fouled off Martin. Bogaerts pops it up foul and out of play. Still 1-2. during the 9-game hitting streak for Bogaerts, hitting at .405 during the 9-gamer. And again tonight, 0 for 3 so far in the game. A couple of hits here last night, going 2 for 4, and was 3 for 4 on Sunday in the finale of the 4-game series against Kansas City. 1-2. High ball to right field, playable for Gregory Polanco. He'll make the catch, and Wilson out of the inning unscathed. 7th inning stretch. It's 9-1 Pittsburgh. Your photo to hashtag Nesson Fan Photo for a chance to be shown in our broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. Tonight's fan photo is from Paul K. Took a ride on the Gateway Clipper down the Allegheny River in front of PNC Park. There is the Gateway Clipper making its way down the Allegheny as we play into the bottom of the 7th inning back here in Pittsburgh. And Russell Martin will lead it off against the new Red Sox pitcher. Actually, it's the old Red Sox pitcher, Matt Barnes, still in the game. Which is the 6th back out there for the 7th. Russell Martin leading it off as flight out to left, popped out to first, and single. The 3rd Red Sox pitcher of the night. Buchholz went 4 innings. He's on the hook. He had 5 runs. Then Stephen Wright an inning, giving up 4 runs. Off to the right, and it evens at 2-2. Barnes gave up a 2-out double in the 6th inning before getting Neil Walker to pop out to shortstop in his first inning of relief. McCutchen got that double and has since got the rest of the night off. On the ground to shortstop, Bogarts backs up on it, almost had to play him, and he throws to first for the first out of the inning. Time for a NESN Sports Today update with Elle and Jamie. All right, thanks very much. Back here at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, it's been all Pirates. 9-1 Pittsburgh on top, and Starling Marte fouls it back to the screen.
A tough series offensively for the Red Sox. Nothing last night, only one run here tonight. Tough night for Clay Buchholz tonight, after pitching so well his last few times out.
On the ground, backhanded at third by Cicchini. The long throw, he airmails it up and over. Middlebrooks at first base, and reaching is Marte on a base hit.
Well, even from up here, you can see that ball take off on him when he let that ball loose. Going to the line, goes into a dive. By the time he gets up, he's going to let it fly, and it did fly up over the head of Middlebrooks. Did not go into the dugout, though, and the base runner Martin stays at first base.
So one out, a runner at first, and Ike Davis coming up. Davis with a double in the second inning, grounded out in the third, homered in the fifth. A 3-run home run for Ike Davis, his 11th home run of the year. More action for Pittsburgh in the pen. John Axford up, right-hander. On the ground right side. Betts will go to second base. Back to first. Double play. 4-6-3 on the twin killing that ends the seventh. We head to the eighth. 9-1 Pittsburgh. Wide selection of Green Mountain Coffee K-Cup packs will keep you running. Guarantees to satisfy any fan base. Order by 11:30 a.m. and get free same-day delivery. Who but W.B. Mason? 9-1 Pittsburgh on top of Boston as we head to the 8th inning. Some changes for the Pirates. Brent Morrell taking over at third base. And moving from third to second is Josh Harrison. And a new pitcher is John Axford, but the catching has also changed now as Chris Stewart into the game here for the Pirates. So Russell Martin's night is over. So is Neil Walker's. John Axford into the game. This time in between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. He's making his 60th appearance of the year. 2-3 with 3.61 earned run average. 61 strikeouts, 34 walks, and opponents hitting at .217 against him. Garrett Cicchini leading it off and taking strike one over the outside corner. .114 games for the Paw Sox this year, hitting at .263. And Lavarnway has come out on deck. You'd bat in the pitcher's spot.
One of those games, Don, out of control game, and we're seeing a lot of players from AAA, especially on the Red Sox side.
This is the second time we've seen Cicchini this year. He went 1 for 2 on June the 1st against Tampa Bay.
He already has his first big league hit under his belt.
And RBI. A double in his first at bat. And Cicchini gets hit. Well, hopping down to first base in pain.
Well, we saw Nava go down last inning, and now Cicchini takes it right off the toe, it looks like, as he hobbles his way down that first base line and past first base.
So Cicchini staying in the game after being hit by the pitch, and Ryan Lavarnway coming up here for the Red Sox. Called up on May 26th from Pawtucket, played in 4 games for the Red Sox this year. Spent the bulk of the year the Paw Sox 62 games, hitting at .283, 3 homers and 20 runs batted in. May 30th one on the DL, the left hamate fracture. At .455 in 5 games in the Governor's Cup. Got the MVP honors. En route to the Pawtucket Red Sox championship. For ball 2, 2-1.
That bridge we were talking about earlier, people crossing it already. This game lopsided at this point. Pretty good crowd heading back toward the city.
There for strike 2, 2-2.
Here they go. There goes Don and Gary. Right?
Very late swinging is Lavarnway, and he strikes out for the first out of the 8th inning. Well, Saturday on Dining Playbook, Billy Costa and Jenny Johnson join you from Smith & Walensky, where they bring you a great before, during, and after trio of restaurants. Let's head into the kitchen and make breakfast with Bruin Adam McQuaid. Don't miss it all on Saturday at 9 on Dining Playbook. 1 out, 1 on here in the 8th inning, and Alan Craig the batter. Craig has walked, lined out to center, and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. On the count, 0-2. Did he go? They check. No, he did not, says Mike Michlinski, the first base umpire. Two pitch. In there for strike 3. And Alan Craig strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Axford. 2 down.
And most strikeouts in the inning coming on fastballs from Axford. They want to go inside. They get the ball down and in. And Craig striking out for the first time in the game tonight. 0 for 3. Had a walk back in the first inning.
2 down in the inning for Will Middlebrooks. 0 for 3 in the game tonight. To left field. Snyder going back, and he'll reach back to make the catch. Travis Snyder makes the grab that ends the inning. We have played 7.5. It's 9-1. Pittsburgh. Our fares online only at southwest.com. All 3 rivers meet here in the fountain down by the river as the Red Sox and Pirates play here into the bottom of the 8th inning. Tonight's game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. Clay Buchholz chased after 4 innings, giving up 6 hits. 5 runs, 4 earned. And he is on the hook coming into tonight's game at 8-8. While Francisco Liriano goes the first 6 innings, gives up the only run the Red Sox have. Some big nights for the Pirates offensively, as Ike Davis 2 for 4 with a home run, and Neil Walker has a home run as well, as Gregory Polanco also with a home run. A 3 home run attack tonight for Pittsburgh. It's been all Pirates on top 9-1. Red Sox move on to their 4th pitcher of the night. Heath Hembree into the game, his 4th appearance. 4.50 earned run average, 5 walks to 2 Ks, and opponent's hitting at .273 against Hembree. Clint Barmes leading it off here for the Pirates in the 8th. Got a good night tonight defensively and offensively. A double in the 2nd, a single in the 5th, a 2 for 3 game, and he's driven in 2 runs. Arnold's got to be happy with the way the first 2 games of this series have gone. A 4-0 win last night, on top 9-1 tonight. Pirates very much in the mix. Pirates 2.5 behind the Cardinals in the NL Central, but in the wild card, they are right now in the 2nd spot, 80 victories, game and a half better than the Brewers. Two and 2 the count to Clint Barmes. Matt Barnes were at 2 innings, giving up 2 hits, no runs, didn't walk anybody, nor did he strike anybody out. Popped up, foul ground. Vasquez coming back, but he won't have a play. Stay tuned tonight following WB Mason Extra Innings Live for Red Sox Final, presented by Esurance. Send your questions to TC at #SoxFinal. Maybe yours will be answered on Red Sox Final, presented by Esurance. Two balls, 2 strikes to Barmes. Well, back to the screen.
I was going to ask you last night, Don, how were the crowds in Kansas City over the weekend?
Okay.
Not sellouts.
No, it's not.
That's a little surprising.
I think the biggest crowd we had was 24,000.
Really?
They were between 19 and 24.
That's surprising to me because back in their glory days, they would pack that place. They'd come a long way to watch their Royals play.
It's in the left field for a base hit. Clint Barmes aboard with a leadoff base hit here in the 8th inning. His 3rd hit of the night. Yeah, that's something that their manager Ned Yost was talking about the day actually we had arrived, was the fans coming out.
Yeah,
the Royals playing good baseball.
And it's been a long time. I mean, I remember going in that ballpark when they had, they're very good teams, and that place would be jam-packed, and they were loud, and they travel a long, long way to get to Kansas City to see games. They have far-reaching fans.
Travis Snyder's first at bat, and out goes Xander Bogaerts, leaping in the air to make that catch for the first out of the inning. Really had no chance, so a nice play by Bogaerts to get out there into short left.
Yeah, Bogaerts got a very nice jump on this fly ball and was able to get back. I don't know if the jump was necessary, but it worked.
So 1 out, and Barmes still at first base, top of the order now. Josh Harrison batting. 1 for 4 tonight, had an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. Field, and that's going to get in for a hit quickly to the track and the wall. Barmes heading for 3rd base. He'll be stopped there. It's a double for Josh Harrison, his 2nd hit of the night, and it's 2nd and 3rd with 1 out for the Pirates in the 8th inning.
And that kid's putting up 2 hits tonight. He'll win that batting title in the National League. All smiles at second base. He's got a 2-hit game tonight. Base hit back in the second and driving a run. Now the double to the opposite field.
Second and third, one down. Gregory Polanco coming up. It's his home run that got the scoring started in the bottom of the first inning for Pittsburgh. 7th home run, 33rd RBI of the year. Junichi Tozawa up in the Boston pen. Gomez up in the pen. 1-0. He is fouled back to the backstop. Three home runs tonight for the Pirates. Polanco's got one. Neil Walker had one. And Ike Davis, a 3-run home run. Popped up foul off to the left on play. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, now offers walk-in urgent care in Chestnut Hill. It's open 10 hours a day for minor emergencies. For more information, go to bidmc.org/Chestnut Hill. Second and third, one down here in the 8th inning. Blanco waiting on a 1-2 pitch. Fouled back to the screen.
Remember in spring training, Don, we were doing games against the Pirates, and Polanco was all they were talking about. What he was going to be the next big superstar here in Pittsburgh. Star in the first inning tonight with a home run. Wow.
I guess that was strike 3. I don't know what that was. 2 down in the inning.
That might be the call of the year right there. Let's see. Strike. No, maybe. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I think he fell asleep.
2 down in the inning.
I don't blame him.
Andy Fletcher's had enough.
Yeah. Should I? Well, let me think. Yeah.
Yep, you're out.
You're out.
Chris Stewart batting for the first time. And he'll fly to shallow center field. There goes Bogarts to make the catch. It ends the inning. We head to the 9th inning. It's 9-1 Pirates. Scion TC, Southwest Airlines, and by Nissan, innovation that excites. Back at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. 9-1. Pirates have the lead here over the Red Sox, and the night for Rusney Castillo getting his first major league hit. As Walker couldn't come up with it and ruled an infield hit for Castillo. Got him the baseball, and later on he'd make a catch in the 5th inning in center field. First time he's been tested out there.
Almost looked like he was thought he was going to run into Cespedes on that particular play right there, but made the play going away.
There he is to lead it off in the 9th inning against a new pitcher. Jeanmar Gomez into the game. 43rd appearance, 2-2. The 3.28 earned run average, 36 strikeouts, 22 walks, and opponents hitting at .295 against Gomez. Castillo grounds to the left side, and Barnes will throw him out for the first out of the 9th inning. Old Town, New England's premier convenience retailer, is committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Old Town will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. Visit cfmsfund.org for more information. One out in the 9th, and it brings up Christian Vasquez. Vasquez has struck out looking, grounded to short, and single. Pirates with 9 runs and 15 hits in this game. It's on the outside corner for strike 2. Buchholz on the hook tonight for the Red Sox. Came in at 8-8. Just away. On the ground and diving is Davis, the first baseman, flips to the pitcher covering Gomez. What a play that was. 2 down.
Excuse me. Wow. How about that flip from going into a dive? Look how far he is from first base. And just casually, little side down flip, leading him perfectly to the first base bag. Pardon me.
So 2 down in the 9th inning. Second at bat of the night for Nave. Single to left field in the 7th inning. Strike 1. Strike 2. Pirates fan wants to wrap it up.
Yeah. I'm going to run around a little while.
The 0-2 pitch. He struck him out, and the Pirates beat the Red Sox tonight 9-1. Happy youngster. 9-1 the final. We'll step aside and get back with more from Pittsburgh right after this.